Today on the Boot Guy, we're talking about the ARIAT Conquest Insulated Buckaroo Rubber Boot in Realtree Extra. In the last 5 years, that whole rubber boot, rain boot market has exploded. So much so that you're finding these things in the oddest places. In your local hardware store, in the dollar stores got rubber boots. Everybody's got rubber boots. You would think that there was some special machine made where everybody can mold out a pair of boots. In this game, there are lots of really good players out there. And ARIAT understands that making a comfortable rubber boot for a guy who's either hunting, walking the trails, that you need something that's going to fit the foot, it's going to be comfortable, and it needs to be dependable. So when ARIAT sat down to design the Buckaroo, they pulled from all of their best boots. Their pull-on boots, their western boots. They understand how to make something that has no laces, so making a pull-on rubber boot was second nature to them. They started out with the beautiful square ARIAT toe. Now this is one of my favorite Western style square toes because of the shape and just the way it fits through the whole line of ARIAT boots. This shape of the toe allows your toes to spread out. It allows that big toe to get a little wiggle room and that pinky toe to have some wiggle room inside there. It's a super comfortable toe box. If you notice by now, this is a fully welted rubber boot, and that's something you really don't see. Most of the time, they're just all glued together, vulcanized together, just kind of making this big clunky thing. ARIAT streamlined that. They have a full neoprene waterproof rubber upper. 400 grams of insulate is the equivalent here in this boot. Because of the thickness of the neoprene, it balances out to 400 grams, which, hey, that's pretty warm for a rubber boot. You got to think you're walking around in slushy, cold, muddy, little bit of snow on the ground type, stuff. You're going to want some insulation. You're going to want some wool socks, some polypropylene liners inside here. You're going to want to be warm and comfortable. And having 400 grams is a nice place to start for your outer layer. So like I said, it's a welted sole. And by doing this, this allowed ARIAT to use their Duratread sole on the bottom with a beautiful ATS shank. So not only do you have 100% waterproof upper, but you actually have a work sole attached to it. It's not a copy of a work sole. It's their actual ATS sole. It's the dual density. It's got the harder Duratread rubber on the outside and the beautiful soft EVA in the center. So you're right in the heel and right in the forefoot. And we all know how great these ATS shanks are, that these fork shanks really cover the foot, really support the weight of the body. You can actually walk some miles in this thing and not realize you're wearing rubber footwear. So it's not the tallest boot out there and it's not the shortest. ARIAT understands what height should be in a pull-on boot, and they understand who the end user of the boot is. So by using the 3.5 neoprene, they have really created the perfect height for a rubber boot. Now inside and all the way down, it's neoprene. All the way through, it's this soft side of the neoprene. Where most of the time when you feel neoprene, it's a little rubbery. Well, they backed it with this super soft material. And it's got a lot of abrasion resistant qualities to it. So you're going to be able to slide this thing on and off all day long, going in and out if you had to, without really having to worry about it kind of deteriorating in the heel and in the forefoot. All those places where your foot kind of rubs going inside the boot. Now, since they're using an ATS shank on a Duratread sole, you know that they sent along an ATS insole footbed. And this is that nice footbed from ARIAT. This is the one with the dual densities, with the air chambers, and that really, really nice heel in there. I mean, that is just, the density of this urethane really makes all the difference because it allows your heel to have this energy return. So when you're bouncing around in this thing for 10, 12 hours working out in the fields, you're going to be comfortable. Now, size and fit, well, it's apples for apples if you're wearing ARIAT boots. If you're wearing 11.5, if you're wearing a 10 in an ARIAT pull-on, you can do the exact same thing in this boot for sizing. Now, where ARIAT really did step up to the game is there's full and half sizes in this. They start at 7 and they go up to 14. That's awesome. I mean, most of the time in the retail side, retail salespeople are going to be like, hey, you know, it's a rubber boot. What do you need it to fit perfect for? You're only going in and out. They don't realize that when you buy a hunting boot, or if you buy a waterproof boot like this, that there's a chance that you could spend 15, 24 hours in this thing, never having it off your foot. So having an ill-fitting boot that's kind of sliding around and slushing around as you're trying to either land that big game or you're trying to work for a living, you really want your boots to fit. So ARIAT understands that. They put in the half sizes and they put in widths, D's and double E's. And that's a really nice touch, guys. So that's the ARIAT Buckaroo in Realtree Extra. Hey, if you've worn any of these rubber boots from ARIAT, please comment below. Let guys know about the size and the width and whether or not you really did need a double E or a D. Understanding these parts of the boot is going to make it a lot easier on guys when they have to either order them online or just walk into the shop and buy a pair. If you want to see some detailed photos or if you're interested in picking a pair of these up, swing by to bootguy.com. There I'll have all types of information about this boot, some detailed photos, and a few links that'll make it a little bit easier getting a pair of these on your feet. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you should have any questions about buying rubber boots, whether it's from ARIAT or any other company, feel free to shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.